I'm Dan Augusto. Welcome to GearWire.com. We're taking a look at the Fender Reissue Twin amp. It's designed just like the Twin Reverb of days past, of legend, some may say. It's a two-channel amplifier, meaning that two separate channels. It's not like a switching channel. So you have your normal channel, and you also have your vibrato channel. We're plugged into the vibrato channel because it's basically the same as a normal channel, but it has the vibrato and the reverb on it as well. Each channel has two inputs. You can plug in two instruments or more into this amp, and it'll be fine. It can handle a lot of watts, a lot of headroom on the preamp. This thing will not break up, so it's known as a clean amp. On both of these channels, we have 3-band EQ, treble, middle, and bass. We also have a bright switch that we'll see what that does when we start playing through it. On the vibrato channel, we also have a reverb knob. There's a spring reverb in there. And also two knobs for the vibrato. And that's for speed and intensity. And that's sort of like a tremolo effect. It has to do with volume. And those can be turned on and off with a foot switch. That's the only way to turn them on and off. So when you get the amp, if you don't have a foot switch, you're not going to be able to hear either the reverb or the vibrato. It doesn't come with a foot switch. We happen to have one, so we're able to use that, and we're able to show you what it does today. So it's a pretty straightforward amp. It's very old-fashioned design. It's heavy. It's got Jensen design speakers in the back. There's also an external output, so you can put it's for speaker output, so you can put an extension speaker cabinet on here. And then there's, of course, a foot switch jack. And in the back, you're able to get through all the tubes. Each preamp channel has three preamp tubes. One of them, I believe, is the rectifier for each channel. So at least two 12AX7s and 4 6V6s in the power amp section. And those are all Groove Tubes from Fender. All right, so let's see how this amp sounds. Right now we have it mic'd up, standard setup. Shure SM57, about inch and a half from the grill clock, and a AKG C414 XL2, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet from the grill cloth, and that's set in cardioid pattern. There's no filter and no pad on that. So let's see how this sounds. I'm playing with the Gibson Historic Black Beauty. This is set right now on the neck pickup. So it's very loud, actually. Me sitting here, it's just as loud as most amps its size. And the volume right now on this channel is only set a little below 2. That's kind of where we have to keep it for recording purposes, because it can get really loud and actually start to distort a more sensitive mic like our AKG. I mean, we could use the pad, but going above that level is pretty ridiculous in lots of practice situations. So this is a really good live amp if you're loud on stage, especially for jazz players, because it doesn't really break up that much. So let's listen to a few other things on this. I'm going to try the treble pickup on here. So there's still a lot of bass, even though we're on our treble pickup. A lot of warmth to this amp. It doesn't sound as warm as an older one would, but I believe that's just because you have to break these amps in. All amps have to be broken in to really start sounding like an old amp. You can't just make an old amp unless you actually put it through the rigors that a player would put it through. So see what we can do with our sound. Let's try the bright switch. Actually, let's go back to regular, not bright, and listen to our neck pickup again. And we'll try our bright switch. So definitely more click on that sound. I'm going to go to the treble pickup, switch back to our normal setting. Not too dissimilar from the neck pickup in bright setting. Let's see what it sounds like in the bright setting on our neck, or our bridge pickup, our treble pickup. So there's a lot of sparkle on that setting. A little too much for me. I'm actually going to turn off our bright, go back to our rhythm, and maybe just bump the treble up a little bit on the amp. Maybe bring out some of that bass. Bring down some of the tone on my guitar. All right, I'm going to set that back to midnight, and we'll take a listen to our effects on here. Now, first of all, you're going to need a dual foot switch for this, so there needs to be two separate little switches on the box. One of them will turn your reverb on. Now, I happen to know that this amp, I don't think the reverb's working right, because if I turn it on, you'll see what happens. Get a lot of noise. Even if we have our reverb turned all the way down, you still hear there's noise. So there's something wrong with this particular one. This is right out of the box from the factory, so let's hear how it sounds. That's on 5. Let's see if we can get more subtle, sort of, by turning it around 2. All right, so you've got a good amount of control over this. Let's turn it up to 9 or 10. We've got a very long reverb. So that's a very rich, lush reverb, and it gets very wet when you turn it up all the way. I would turn this reverb back down normally to try out the tremolo and leave it there a little bit, but since we're getting the noise, I'm going to turn it off. And so the other switch on our foot switch is going to turn on our tremolo. Let me actually have the intensity up very high. I'm going to turn it all the way down right now and keep the speed around 3 when we turn it on. So here's our sound without the tremolo. Turn it on. Okay, don't hear anything just yet. Turn up the intensity just a little bit. Maybe turn up the speed and the intensity a bit more. So we were on 3 right there. I could barely just hear it. Now we're starting to really hear that tremolo. All right, I'm going to turn the speed a little bit lower and turn up the intensity. 8. Actually, I want the speed up on there. There we go. All right, so we get a very nice vintagey tone, nice for ballads, things like that. So this is the Reissue Fender Twin. It's a classic amp, got tons of headroom, tons of gain, will get so loud before it gets distorted. So if you're looking to get some distorted tones out of this without totally blowing out your ears, get a distortion pedal to play with it. You're also going to want a 2-button foot switch. But otherwise, it's a classic amp, great tube tone, great tube sound for pop music, jazz music. Got a lot of different tones inside of it as well. Then thanks for checking it out here at gearwire.com.